So, what's the deal with these new refrigerants?
Well, Andrew, the refrigerant market is changing, whether shops like it or not. The HFC phase down in the US has already tightened the supply of R-134A. That matters because there are still a lot of R-134A vehicles on the road, and those systems are going to need service for years. R-456A is part of the answer for keeping those vehicles serviceable through the rest of their lives. For R-1234YF systems, chances are you've seen a huge price difference compared to R-134A. While prices have come down over the past decade, availability and cost are still concerns. R-444A is a sustainable alternative to R-1234YF for servicing vehicles in the field.
Is this really just about the vehicles that are in service?
That's exactly right, Andrew. There is still a huge population of R-134A vehicles coming into bays across the country, and R-1234YF applications are still growing. Shops need a way to keep servicing these systems as R-134A supplies get tighter. That's where R-456A fits. It helps provide a secure path forward for these vehicles. For R-1234YF systems, R-444A offers a cost-effective choice that delivers improved performance with a more sustainable and affordable product. The thing to remember is that the shift in EPA regulations is intended to keep motorists and shops from being priced out of a repair because of refrigerant costs, which can push them toward alternatives that may be even more harmful to the environment, whether the system uses R-134A or R-1234YF.
So Doug, will this new refrigerant cost more?
Well, that is a real concern. Price matters in the shop and it matters to the customer as well. But cost is only one piece of the equation. You also have to look at long-term availability, performance, safety, and how much disruption a refrigerant change creates in the service bay. The goal is not just to replace a product. The goal is to keep systems serviceable without resorting to dangerous, non-approved alternatives.
What about R-444A? Where does that come into it?
R-444A is being positioned as an option for economic relief while also delivering strong performance, including quicker cool-down performance backed by OEM testing. So when you look at the broader refrigerant conversation, the industry is trying to balance cost, performance, and long-term serviceability.
Why is avoiding major AC system changes such a big deal?
Well, nobody in the shop wants unnecessary headaches when it comes to availability and serviceability. Older technicians might remember when R-1234YF vehicles first started showing up in collision shops and then independent repair shops. Many shops were forced to take those vehicles to a new car dealer to be recharged, or the only source for the new refrigerant was the dealer's parts department. That often led to longer than normal repair times, with some shops choosing to recharge the system with the wrong refrigerant. By using R-456A or R-444A, shops have a way to stabilize pricing and availability for their own parts inventory, while also helping future-proof the customer's vehicle if it needs another repair down the road.
So training is going to be a big part of this, right?
Well, that's absolutely right. If you're going to work on these systems, you need to know what you're dealing with. Training organizations like Napa Autotech are already including these refrigerants in their 2026 curriculum. That tells you this is becoming part of the real-world service conversation, not some far-off theory.
So what about retrofit procedures? Is there guidelines for that?
Yes, retrofit procedures are available, and they're being supported by the Society of Automotive Engineers recommended practice J3332. That gives technicians and service providers a reference point instead of forcing them to guess their way through it.
So Doug, what about equipment? Do shops already have this, and what do they need to purchase to service these vehicles with this new refrigerant?
Yeah, over the past decade, shops have probably invested in equipment to recover and recharge R-1234YF systems along with R-134A. These machines are compatible with R-456A and R-444A. There are extra steps involved in recovering and retrofitting a system, but the process is straightforward.
So, Doug, what's the big takeaway for me, the technician, and these new refrigerants?
Well, the takeaway is simple. This market is changing and shops need to be ready. R-134A and R-1234YF are not going to stay easy to source forever. R-456A gives the aftermarket a way to keep older vehicles in service without walking away from a huge installed base. R-1234YF applications will continue to grow, and having an alternative that performs just as well gives shops the ability to stay competitive and profitable at the same time. For technicians, this means learning the refrigerants, understanding the procedures, and being ready for the tools and standards that come with them.
For business, at shops, what's the bottom line?
In business, of course, there are disruptors that can change how shops operate, and we have no control over them. By having a tank of R-456A or R-444A connected to your recovery and recharge machine, or stocked in your shop's parts inventory, your shop has more control over productivity and pricing, while also providing a better product and better service to customers.